The Doctrine and Devotion Southwest Conference is going down on Saturday, March 21st at 10 a.m. in Burleson, Texas. Where's it going to go down at, Jimmy?
Ooh, it's Graceview Baptist Church.
Not Grace Baptist Church.
Graceview.
They have a view of grace. They see it. It's out there somewhere, but they're looking at it.
Well, from a distance,
yeah, but not up close.
But not going out.
No, it's not Grace Immersed Baptist Church. It's Graceview.
Graceview. They have the view of grace.
I like to look. I don't want to get involved too much with that. Love that church. Love those people. My wife taught a Bible conference there for the ladies one year, and they've never invited her back. So, anyways. The same thing with me, by the way. They haven't invited me back. We had to invite ourselves back for this conference. The conference is Contending for the Gospel, Protecting Orthodoxy and Promoting Unity. Go over to doctrineanddevotion.com for all the details and register today. Welcome to Doctrine and Devotion, a podcast exploring Christian faith and practice from a Reformed Baptist perspective. My name is Joe Thorn. I'm the lead pastor of Redeemer Fellowship in St. Charles, Illinois.
And I'm Jimmy Fowler, executive pastor at Redeemer Fellowship. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, buddy.
What up?
What just happened?
Nothing just happened.
You got silent.
I'm just doing my thing. You're doing your thing. We do our things separately. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're doing your thing over there, and I'm doing my thing over here.
What's going on?
I don't know. I wouldn't know what's going on because I'm not with you ever. Apparently, like when you go to Vegas.
Okay.
Go.
Two things. One, it was a last-minute trip.
Okay, so.
Two, you're not going to go.
I'm more into UFC and MMA than you are.
Yes, but you would not go.
I would go.
No, you wouldn't. You had to preach on Sunday.
First of all, I'll take the red eye back. Second of all, I got people that can preach.
Yeah, you.
I would have gone. I would have gone.
I did not.
You didn't even
get the
think,
tickets.
You didn't even think about inviting me.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Then you chose Greg. Yeah, I saw.
This is true. Yes, that's the exact.
Yeah.
You got the frame. Yeah. You got the exact time frame.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, I didn't find out till like late Wednesday night. I got a phone call.
Oh man! Wow. Wednesday,
and I left Friday morning.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's almost a week.
Okay,
You're so whatever, dude. I'm glad. You know how annoying it is getting all these text messages and social media messages. Hey Joe, how are the fights? Hey, did you have a good time in Vegas? Because you're posted on the Doctrine and Devotion social media thing. They all think I'm there with you. No, it's not me. It's Handsome Greg, the lawyer.
Yep,
Esquire.
All right, so I got to give you this picture.
Yeah.
You know what this dude did?
Greg?
So we're going for 2 nights. 2 nights.
Right.
What would you pack for a 2-night trip? Just
carry on. That would be it.
Just a carry on, like your backpack, something like that. You know what I mean? Like
I have one bag.
Yeah. He had a roller and a bag.
He's a dandy. He is. No, listen. He is a dandy.
2 bags.
There
also might have been a third.
He had a third?
No, he was he was holding on. I took a photo. I'm like, this looks really good because he had Mark's bag.
You made him carry another man's bag?
Yeah, I also made him carry mine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well.
But yeah, 2 bags. Yeah. 2 bags for 2 nights. Who does that?
I would have carried everybody's bag if I got invited for a free trip to Vegas. But whatever, man. It's fine, man. Just Conor McGregor and the only satisfying part is that you went there and the fight was 40 seconds long. That was satisfying.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
It was funny is I was telling my son Eli, he's like, "Oh wow," and I'm like, "Here's the thing, Eli." And honestly, even if I wanted to go, which I did, I couldn't go.
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't even ask you. I don't even ask you to make you feel bad.
But even if I could go, I wouldn't want to go to a typical Conor McGregor fight. Any really good fight, I'd rather watch on TV because viewing the fight is very important to me.
Yeah.
Being at the event is a different experience. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
But this turned out to be the perfect one to go to because you're not missing anything because he knocks the guy out in 40 seconds.
Yeah. No, and from my seats, you weren't missing anything.
You were missing it all. I saw where your seats were. I'm actually very familiar with the layout of the arena and very familiar
you've been there.
Yeah. No. What I'm saying is I know what you can and can't see from ringside, which is where Rogan is at. He's right there, and he can't see things half the time.
Well, first of all, Rogan. Sorry, I was talking about Dana White. I've also got a picture of Dana White while the matches are going on.
Don't try to talk to me about MMA. Okay, because I know what I'm talking about. So, you don't know what you're talking about.
He was watching college basketball.
Yeah, you sent me one of many pictures of you having a good time in Vegas at UFC.
But yeah, seats were great. Shout out, thank you, Izzy.
They're all right.
Thanks, Izzy, for those seats. Yeah. Very, very wonderful. Yeah. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, I'm not thanking you for anything, Izzy.
No, I'm thanking Izzy. He got.
Don't even like your soda. What? Stupid soda.
Why?
You know what I got? You know what I got when I was here? While you were there, I was in a blizzard. That's what I was. I was driving home from Chicago. How long is it supposed to take me to get from where I was? You knew where I was in the city and uptown. To drive here, that should be about 120 by
about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Over 2 hours to get home in that mess. That's what I was doing.
Sorry,
bro. Yeah, you should be sorry. You left me? Whatever. Hey, nobody cares about this. We should talk about the Civil Magistrate.
Yep. Learning how to respect people, Joe. Respecting your
people
those
in authority.
Yeah,
you should be respecting me.
What do you mean?
I'm the brand. So I was on the Babylon Bee podcast.
You're on the what?
Babylon Bee podcast.
Oh yeah,
that's a big
saying
deal.
some things you shouldn't be saying.
No, listen. Did you listen to it? No,
I was away.
Yeah, no, I didn't say anything inappropriate. I was going to listen to it.
Did they edit it out?
Nope.
Did they edit it?
No, they didn't. It just wasn't as bad as you thought.
The way you made it sound to me.
No, that's what I said. I said what I told you I said. It's not that bad.
It came off differently.
It was fine.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with 24:1. Is that okay?
Well, I would prefer you start there than 24:2. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with 24:1.
Okay, good.
Here you go. God, the supreme Lord and King of all the world, has ordained civil magistrates to be under him over the people and for his own glory and the public good. And to this end has armed them with the power of the sword for defense and encouragement of them that do good and for the punishment of evildoers.
Yeah. Yeah, good. So when we're getting into chapter 24 and we're dealing with government authority, it's important for a number of reasons, and one reason is to establish, biblically and theologically, that we do need governing authorities.
Yeah,
anytime you have people together, societies, cultures being developed, you need order. You need law and order. Dun dun.
No.
Yeah, you need that, right, in order to make sure that justice and peace is being established. And God has ordained that there be governing authorities over people around the world. So it's not that every conceivable governmental system is good or right, but that a system of government is good. We need a system of government, and of course, a system of government can be better or worse depending on how it's run.
Yeah, but there has to be that purpose, right? Mm-hmm. Purpose for the government, and its end is for the public good, right? That's what it says there. Public good. And to this end has armed them with the power of the sword for defense and encouragement of them that do good and for the punishment of evildoers. So when we're talking here, Joe, he says, hey, the 689 is talking about how has armed them with the power of the sword, and that's for public good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the power of the sword, right, the ability to exercise force against other people is necessary for defense, right? We have to defend our people from threats, domestic, foreign, whatever.
Or space.
Space Force.
Space Force. Did you see that their uniforms were just revealed?
Yeah, listen, this shows you how people don't know anything about the military when they start making fun of those uniforms. Because
they're not going to stand out there. The Space Force
not like
it's not going to be an individual that's out there just
trying to camouflage themselves. You guys, they're just looking for this.
I know.
They're funny. It's funny.
It's funny the trolling, but I'm like,
it's like okay, but
you
none of you
get
know
that they're not like gonna. They're not there.
Yeah. You're gonna have members of the Space Force that are not in space. In fact, most probably won't be. Actually on land, but whatever.
Just people.
Yeah. People are just so ready to troll and roll. Which, hey, listen, I'm all game for it. But just if you're making the joke, I just hope you do know a little bit more. Anyways, so yeah, we got to be able to defend the people.
Yep.
But then also to punish evildoers, right? So the threat of punishment is for those among your people, not just defending your people, but so that you can hold your people accountable, whether that's, prison time or whatever, when they start to harm others. And all of this is, you're right, Jimmy, all of this is for the public good, right? And of course, public good is broad. It can apply to a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So I think that that's helpful. Obviously, Romans 13 is one of those passages that we appeal to when we start looking at the role of government and how we should relate. In Romans 13:1, it says, "Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. For rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Would you have no fear of the one who is in authority? Then do what is good, and you will receive his approval, for he is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain. For he is the servant of God, an avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. Obviously, I mean, I shouldn't say obviously, but this is the ideal. Because we have a lot of other scripture passages that indicate otherwise. In fact, I was just walking my kids through Acts where it's like, we must obey God and not you. You pagan dummies tell me I can't tell people about Jesus. I'm going to obey God who's told me to tell everybody about Jesus. So we're subject to the governing authorities until they are governing us in an unrighteous way, causing harm, or commanding that we do something immoral or against God's will. And so, they can be a threat to those who are doing good. Obviously, in communist countries, where like when the church wants to gather, they put the boot on their neck.
Yeah.
So it can be a very bad thing. The point here is that government has an intended purpose that God holds our leadership accountable to, whether they do it or not. And so that's the ideal. That's what we're looking at.
Yep. But all this then, when saying that, God orders that people need governing authorities, that the purpose of government is for the public good, whether that's exercised correctly or not. What's important here, though, is he is the King of Kings, right?
Yeah, it says it, right? The supreme Lord and King of the world has ordained all this stuff.
Yeah. So it's not whether Trump is not our savior. Right?
No.
Obama is not our savior. Right?
Wasn't.
He was not
our
savior.
And he isn't.
And he still is not.
He who was not and is not to come. That's Obama.
He's had his 8 years. But I mean, this is important to prevent political idolatry, which we see rampant within our society today.
On every level.
Even within conservative Christianity.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Very few people escape from this. It is really easy to so identify with a worldly form of government that it, on many practical levels, it is as if Jesus is not the supreme Lord and King, but it's your either political party or your candidate or whatever. And I agree with you. I think that's a good way to say it, that when we maintain the lordship of Christ in our faith individually, and then as a church, it does prevent us from what you called political idolatry. I think that's really good. Well, let's look at 24:2, the second paragraph.
Sure. Can I go ahead and read that? Or do you want me to go back to number 1? Should I start with 1 or can I jump to 2?
I think you should go back to Vegas is probably what you should do.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Is there another fight coming? Or are we going to go to the Houston one in February?
Well, obviously we aren't going anywhere because I don't get invited.
All right. It is lawful for Christians to accept and execute the office of a magistrate when called thereunto in the management whereof, as they ought especially to maintain justice and peace according to the wholesome laws of each kingdom and commonwealth. So for that end, they may lawfully now, under the New Testament, wage war upon just and necessary occasions.
So bottom line is believers can serve in political office. It's okay. And this was controversial. I mean, certain groups of Christians throughout history have argued that you have no business serving in any governmental capacity, can't join the military, can't serve in an office, a political office. You've got to remain separate and distinct. And the framers of the 1689, or the hackers, since they took it from the Presbyterians and the Congregationalists, understood that, no, it is lawful. You can do this so long as you are maintaining justice and peace. Right? You have to operate within the bounds of Scripture and well-ordered laws. And the confession links to a few different passages of Scripture to support this.
Yeah, like 2 Samuel 23:3, the God of Israel has spoken, the Rock of Israel has said to me, when one rules justly over men, ruling in the fear of God.
Yeah. Psalm 82:3-4, give justice to the weak and the fatherless, maintain the right of the afflicted and the destitute, rescue the weak and the needy, deliver them from the hand of the wicked. So just a couple of passages there that demonstrate that, actually, you can serve and even have authority and oversight governmentally as a follower of the Lord, but our aim really should be justice and peace. Now, and I think that should be tangible, right? You remember Micah 6:8. We're not just supposed to, it's not Justice View Baptist Church, right?
Yeah.
Like Graceview Baptist Church. It should be Graceful Baptist Church, okay, guys? Graceful, not Graceview. So like what we're supposed to do justice and love mercy and walk humbly with God. And so that really should frame a lot of our political discussions, our social discussions as well, what are we actually doing for the cause of God and the gospel, but then also for the good of our brother man, right? Of our neighbors. So I think that that's really good. Now it says in here, Jimmy, that
oh yes, I thought we were going to talk about this one.
Wage war on necessary occasions.
Yeah, and it's permissible. Well,
people don't. You know what?
We don't like talking about that.
We don't like war.
No,
well, some people like war.
We shouldn't like war.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't like war.
Anybody who knows anything about war knows that war is terrible, right? The quote is "war is hell," and of course we know what they mean when they say that.
Yeah.
We agree with the sentiment. They're not speaking theologically. They just mean it's the worst imaginable affliction, right? It is a terrible thing.
Yeah.
People fighting against other people, even when it's for a necessary and just cause. It's a terrifying.
Yeah.
And
yeah, war is not to be
thing.
entered into lightly, right?
No. I think the problem is that, again, this is why it comes back to Jesus being supreme Lord and ruler. Because if you look at your country's history and you go, well, every war we've ever been involved in, every military skirmish we've ever been involved with has all been totally on the up and up and good. I don't know. Now, I think we definitely have necessarily and justly stepped in to take care of people's problems, like in World War II, for example. What's up, everybody? Not handling your business? We got it. All right, that's what America did. But no, seriously, but if you're looking at other situations and other, whether it's a military exercise or whatever, and we don't find fault with the soldiers, they're doing their job. We're saying like, you shouldn't just assume that every endeavor that a government engages in is okay. We should investigate. We should, be wary of going to war, and it should only be necessary and for just purposes. And when every other avenue has been exhausted. Yeah. This is the last resort. This is you don't have. I know a lot of people that are gun guys and gun girls, and they carry, conceal.
Yeah.
And these are people, especially in Illinois, you got to go through 16 hours of training and education to have a concealed carry license, and it costs a lot of money and all that stuff. Now, they're very well trained, and their whole mindset is, I don't ever want to pull it. I don't ever want to have to use it. I have no interest in using it. It's only there in case I need it, and I won't even draw it to scare somebody. I won't draw it for any other purpose than to use it, and that means I have to be in a life or death situation, absolutely threatening. Like that mindset is something that we need. It's like last resort, no other recourse, and it's for a just reason. Yeah. But I like that it's in there, and it does specify. It doesn't go into great detail. It just says, upon just and necessary occasions, you are able to go to war. And again, I know some people who are pacifists have very detailed arguments against this sort of a thing. But, for simple guys like us, we look at it like this. To know that someone, whether it's your family or your neighbor, that someone is in real danger, there's an imminent threat, and you can stop this person or these people from killing and maiming, but you don't because you refuse to use force, even when you know they're going to use force. I don't think that's loving your neighbor. I think you got to stop the threat if you have the opportunity, and there's no other recourse. So that tends to be, I think we're both on the same page on that.
No, for sure. And I mean, one of the things you were talking about is really what's necessary. What's necessary, what's good. And when we talk about what's necessary and what's good.
And just,
we really can't leave out the Doctrine and Devotion Southwest Conference happening March 21st in Burleson, Texas.
Yeah, it's at Graceview from a Distance Baptist Church.
That's going to stick. That's going to stick right there. So, Joe, we're talking about contending for the gospel.
That's right. Fight. Just war, yes. But to protect orthodoxy and promote unity.
Exactly. And so you want to head to the website, doctrineanddevotion.com. You could scroll down there. We've got the banner. You click it, register, sign up today. Joe Thorne's going to be speaking. Jimmy Fowler's going to be speaking. We are really excited. Seating is limited, and we're going to have a hangout March 20th, the night before. Now, how are we going to when we do that?
That's going to be limited seating.
That's
so it's going to be first come, first serve. We're going to send out the email blast to people who have registered.
And then they have to...
You'll have a window of time to go, I'm in, and then you'll get
So I'm thinking, because the conference is in March. February, we need
Late February, yeah.
Yeah, probably actually mid-February so people can plan. Because what if people are coming from out of town, right?
Too bad.
No, you got to let them plan. So, you actually need to get registered then if you want to be...
You got to register now.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Register now.
So that's what I'm trying to
We'll tell you when we tell you, and you'll just be happy with that. Get what you get, you don't throw a fit.
In mid-February,
Yeah, at the end of February. Yeah.
Mid-February.
Yeah, probably early March.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
This is why you don't get to go to Vegas.
Oh, really?
Because you can't plan well.
Yeah,
Did
Greg plan it? Greg didn't plan it. You planned it for him.
No. Greg,
Yep.
no. Greg is a lawyer. He thinks, he plans, he schedules.
And then his wife fixes it. I know exactly what happens
Allison
over there.
Did not fix this at
No, I'm
all.
not saying Allison fixed it. I'm just saying that's what happens.
No. I'm saying Greg planned this. He knew exactly what we were doing and how to do it.
Yeah, after the boss said, "Hey, you're coming." He didn't plan anything. He was roped into it.
He was not roped into it.
He was roped into it.
He was not roped into it.
He was Cowboy Cerrone roped into that UFC fight.
So you're saying I shoulder punched him?
You did 3 times, broke his nose, orbital socket, kicked him, and then grounded, pounded him until he went out in 40 seconds. Yeah, we all saw the fight. If you didn't see the fight, just Google, was it UFC 246?
Yep.
And 42nd fight between Conor McGregor and Cowboy Cerrone.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
That was good. There was a couple of good fights.
Yeah. Oh, like the Holly Holm fight?
That was not
Yeah,
one.
no kidding.
Yeah. I can't talk too much about that one.
Yeah. She's awesome. Everybody loves Holly Holm.
Yeah.
But even she was like, yeah, that was boring. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. It was thanks to her I got my seats. Yeah. So thank you, Holly.
She knows.
Thank you, Holly.
I felt bad she was apologizing for it not being a super exciting fight,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, listen, not every fight's going to go the way you want. And she's so awesome and so generous. And nobody was mad.
No. And I wasn't mad about the seats. Thanks again, Holly.
Yeah. Hey, Holly, thanks for hooking me up, too.
All right. So, Joe, 24:3. Civil magistrates being set up by God for the ends aforesaid.
Ooh, very well said, Jimmy.
Thank you. I was afraid. Here we go. Subjection in all lawful things commanded by them ought to be yielded by us in the Lord, not only for wrath, but for conscience sake. And we ought to make supplications and prayers for kings and all that are in authority, that under them we may live a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty.
Yeah. I mean, real simple stuff, right? Submit to the governing authorities, right? That's what they're saying. Submit to the governing authorities in all lawful things commanded by them. Now, lawful doesn't mean legal in your society. It means in conformity to the will of God. Lawful means good. Okay, so in all things that are good, when they command it, we ought to yield that, right? So if they're saying, hey,
you should be wearing your seatbelt, as you're driving. That's one of those things we should be doing. And
absolutely, unless it's a constitutional violation that it would somehow be in conflict.
Okay, you show me where it is right now.
What?
If you've thought this argument through,
I'm not arguing about anything.
No, you've thought the
Why
argument
are you going
through.
all G3 on me? What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Why are you getting all aggro and picking fights?
How did you even bring
you
in
wouldn't
G3?
know. You were gone in Vegas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sin City. That's where you were. Yeah.
So what was? Wait.
What?
Is that why someone was asking if I was going to Atlanta? Oh, the G theory. Okay, someone was asking.
G3, not G theory.
G theory.
G theory is like a. Isn't that like a gym? G theory.
I think that's Orange Theory.
Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't go to the gym.
All right. So okay, what happened to G3?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I've got people there.
Okay.
And I did hear that there. I did hear that the future of G3, it's going well. They got like 6,000 people. Like it was a really big conference.
That's a strong conference.
Can you imagine the organization, the work that seriously? Like, hey, listen, guys, I know.
Hats off to you.
We're going to bust chops here in a little bit, but seriously, well done. That is hard.
Done very well.
We have 300 people, and we're like, it was really hard. And Jimmy don't do anything. We just smoke cigars, and everybody else does it.
Yeah.
So, all right, but they're going to move the conference to every other year. I believe, if I understand correctly, they're going to move it to every other year, and they're going to have it on a cruise ship.
They stole our idea? Did you tell them?
Stop it.
Did you tell them?
Listen,
because I literally last week, it might have been last week or the week before, I got a text from someone asking if we would do.
But here's the thing. Our dumb audience is going to think that you're serious right now about us doing that. We would never do that.
We're not doing it, but I did receive a text asking
if we're going to do a cruise.
Let me find it. Yes, it was like a Disney cruise. It was like a Disney cruise, but it was, or maybe they just said Destination Disney.
We're not doing any cruises. We're not going to Disney.
You know who you are, and I'm not going to embarrass you by saying your name.
Well, what does it rhyme with?
Tef Brandon.
Look, man, that's just the cruise. There's nothing wrong with a cruise, right? I mean, I'm not getting on that thing because it's a boat, they sink. I'm not doing, but nothing wrong with a cruise. But the whole like conference Christian cruise thing, just kind of creeps me out. I don't like it. It's weird. I don't know. So anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So you submit to the governing authorities when pursuing justice, when they're not establishing wickedness, when their commands are lawful. That's what you do. And then it also calls us to pray for our leaders. Now, this is an obvious one. Scripture calls us to do this. We're supposed to be praying for all people at all times, especially those in authority. And so that doesn't mean you can't call them out. You have to call out your leaders when they're wrong. And in America, we have this beautiful liberty so that you can disagree with publicly, go on social media and say, I don't like what my president, or if you're that sensitive, you don't want to call him your president, the president, is doing right now.
Because somehow the person's no longer your president.
Listen, there are people
you're not under their authority.
Obama was my president, and seeming like a nice guy, terrible job.
And it was like foolish. Even then, when some Republicans, that's not my president.
Listen, this is the president that, in God's providence, is now in office, and so we have to interact with and show respect and submit wherever lawfully possible to our rulers. And so listen. So you can disagree. You can campaign against them.
Yep.
You can point out all their flaws and their errors and their hypocrisy and their evil and all of that. That's fine. That's all good. But you still got to show respect, and you really should pray for. What in the world is beeping over there? Is it your phone? What is that? Something's beeping. Oh no! It's on your leg. What was this? What is that?
All right, it's cold out. I started my car because we're getting towards the end.
I
want a warm car.
Remote start. Whoa! Remote start.
I just said, come on, it's cold out.
Why don't you go ask your manservant to take some blankets out there and put them in the seats for you so that you can wrap up even, get extra snuggly when you drive.
Where's Greg?
Yeah, he basically is your manservant now. All right.
So, we should be praying for our leaders.
Yeah.
Now, but you touched on something there, Joe. Something that people probably aren't going to really like to hear.
Oh, God ordains who is the president of our country, who is ruling in other countries. And there's confusion about this.
God chose Trump?
Yeah, God chose Trump. Yeah, and God chose Obama before that.
Yep.
God chose both Bushes. And chose Clinton.
He chose Boris Johnson.
This is not complicated. I don't know why people seem to trip over this. This is not.
They're all about the sovereignty of God in every other aspect except this.
It's like so. Here's the thing.
Well, that and salvation.
So, some people are all about God chose Trump. Now you know who you're talking about, Jack Graham and those kinds of guys. Mm-hmm. God chose Trump, and if God chose Trump, you should choose Trump. That's not how it works, bro. That's not a thing. Okay,
yeah, that's a misuse.
So, and then there are other people who push back against this. You can't say that God chose Trump. All right, so. God ordained. We believe as Reformed Baptists that God has ordained all things, and Scripture is pretty clear that He does put people in office. But you don't have to read a whole lot of the Old Testament to see how God puts people in leadership, and sometimes they're bad, and sometimes they're good.
Yeah,
sometimes they're wicked and they have their own devices, and sometimes they're submitting themselves to the Lord. God putting somebody in office doesn't mean that He is approving of who they are as a person. It means He has a plan that we may not totally understand. Yeah. He may be purifying the church, testing the church. He may be accomplishing 1,000 purposes that are beyond our purview and above our pay grade. Mm-hmm. But you can say that whoever is in the office is there by the sovereign hand of God. And that president, whoever that is, needs to soberly consider that. Yeah. And then say, therefore, how will I govern? What will I do? Knowing that God put me here, and I'm going to be held accountable for what I do, because every leader will be held accountable. Yeah. So God ordains our kings, but that doesn't make them good. It doesn't make them bad either way. God's plans are His plans. So everybody quit tripping about this. People are... That's just not a hard one. We got so many other things we could be talking about.
Yeah. There's other things to argue about.
Yeah, like Christian cruises.
Destination Disney. And so I want to stand corrected. It wasn't about a cruise, but it was about Destination Disney.
I don't even know what that is. What's Destination Disney?
Well, we would go and have a conference right outside Disney.
Why would we do that? Orlando is a pit.
Yeah, so that people could come. They come to the conference and then they go to Disney.
Okay, first of all, I've never gone to Disney. I can't go there and not take my kids. I've never been.
Of course, that's the whole plan.
Well, then what am I? Is it a conference or is it a family vacation?
Both.
Yeah.
Which at that point, I'm not sure. People are going to want to do that.
Nobody's going to do that. Orlando's the worst. Hey, Jared, remember when you wanted to have the normal pastors conference in Orlando?
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
Did you
not a great idea. Don't go to Orlando. You know why we're not going to Orlando? Because nobody will show up.
No one's going to show up.
We would not do it in Orlando. You know why we're going to Texas?
Yeah, people show up.
And you know what you can see there?
Not Grace.
You can see Grace. You can see it from a view.
That was really good.
Hey, listen, all you guys over there at Graceview Baptist Church, you know that we love you, and you've always been so cool to us. And
until now.
Hey, listen, last time I was there, I think it was the last time I was there, I had my son with me, and at this upcoming Doctrine and Devotion conference, Eli is coming back.
Boom,
my
boom.
oldest son's going to be there, so and he's looking to pick a fight with one of those Graceview kids. So yeah, he's ready. He's ready to do it.
All right.
Yeah. So find your toughest, baddest youth member, and we'll Eli. We'll get him in the cage. We'll do something fun. It'll be cool.
Well,
we can sell raffle tickets and that'd be fun.
What is going on? I don't know what you're doing.
Well, I have to make up for not going to UFC 246. I got to have my own UFC.
You have to. Oh. Well, we'd love to hear your thoughts. You could follow us online on Instagram and Twitter at Doc and Devo, or on Facebook /Doctrine and Devotion. You can head to the website, drdevotion.com. There you can contact us. You can sign up for the email blast or register for the Southwest Conference happening March 21st. Fresh pod every Monday and Thursday. Blog post on
remote
Wednesdays.
Start anyways.
Most of us. Later.
Well, I guess every Bucati comes with them, so
it's not. That's not. Stop it.
I don't know what it is. It's foreign.
That's a Hyundai.
That's not a Hyundai. I have a Hyundai.
That's a Hyundai.
That is not a.
Yes, it is.
I know what it is. You want me to say what it is?
Go ahead. What? No, you don't even know what car that is. That's how you're. Yeah.
Oh, is that not? That's not the new car. That's your family car.
See.
Oh, it is a Hyundai.
Bye.